My brother was attending New Hope, and so he asked me to meet him, and we were there ever since. Myself and my family got involved in the dance ministry, and John Tilton, my husband, he became the dance director, and I was the halal director. I was always a volunteer, and I used to work for FedEx. I ended up giving that up for ministry. I felt called to dance ministry and jumping into a leadership role. I wasn't always a great leader at all. I went through some struggles when I started having personal issues. It was around 9/11 that we had our own personal tragedy in our family. I was still in leadership. I was a workaholic just because I think I didn't want to deal with my hurt. You know, if you've been hurt, of course, anger is a part of it, but I allowed it to take root and become bitter and unforgiving. So at the same time, I'm leading, but I'm leading very crippled. Before you know it, I was asked to go on sabbatical, which to me, I said, I'm the only volunteer to get fired. But it was the best thing that happened to me, but at the time I didn't think so. I felt like I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me. This was probably one of my lowest points. I felt like my family was torn apart. So I remember feeling alone. But I had a revelation that friends or no friends, new hope or no new hope, family or no family, that I said to the Lord, I will praise you. I went to this retreat. When I arrived at the retreat, and things already started changing in my heart. I started looking at myself. I felt like the Lord was saying, when you forgive with your mind, just your mind, it's not true forgiveness, because you'll always go back. When you let it drop down to your heart, that's true forgiveness. I ended up calling my husband and telling him and crying that I forgive him. I think that really started my journey of finding out what true forgiveness is. Being at that retreat, I remember that morning and evenings, we would just walk this path. And I remember listening to music, and I heard this song, and it's called Holy Spirit Rain Down. And I remember at the end of my walk, I heard the song. I sat on this bench, and there was this huge gust of wind, and I looked up, and it looked like rain, but there were these tiny leaves, and it just caught my spirit. Wow, that's amazing. And I said, this song is super special. But I think in the lowest points of our life, and we do go through mountaintops and valleys, I believe that God's always there, and that He's given us the Holy Spirit on this earth to come alongside us, to teach us, to comfort us, and to cheer us on to keep going. It was baby steps back to restoration. When everything in our family first happened, and I remember I was by the beach, and I felt like my heart was broken in a million pieces. And I heard, I know it's the Holy Spirit, say that God will pick up every single piece of your broken heart. I look at our family, and we're a miracle. We have such a rich family now, and I tell you, there's so many times we look back and we marvel at what God has done with our family. We are blessed.